Welcome to
The Neapolitan.
Scoop Podcast.
My name is Steph.
My name is Shay.
and my name is Rose. Thank you for tuning into the Neapolitan Scoop Podcast, where you get your weekly scoop. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now. Before we jump in, a note in regards to our content. This is created for adult audiences only. We advise listeners and viewer discretion for graphic depictions of violence, frank portrayal of sexuality sometimes, discussions of mental illness, existential struggles, and some downright filthy language. We do sometimes uh, tend to speak a lot. It may be a lot to take in, so if you need to take a break at any point along the way, take a break and come back later. Today's topic, conspiracy theories. We talked about this last week a little. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, conspiracy theories is defined as a theory that explains an event or set of circumstances as a result of a secret plot by usually powerful conspirators. Conspiracy theories must include a couple of things. This include first, making an assumption of how people, objects, or events are casually interconnected, or something like a hypothesis pattern. Second, conspiracy theories must stipulate that the plan of alleged conspirators are deliberate, or that they are trying to do something in purpose, or they're implying agency. That's how it's titled. Third one, a conspiracy theory involves coalition, a group, or people working together. It can't just be one person, it has to be a couple of people. Fourth, it must contain an element of threat, such as the alleged goal of the conspirators to harm or to be deceptive. And the last one, it must state some kind of secrecy, and therefore it makes it difficult to invalidate. Okay, famous conspiracy theories. Area 51. We were talking about aliens last week. Another one is that some people believe that there is a research lab in Alaska that is doing mind control. It's a mind control lab. Another one that there is some giant volcano under Yellowstone National Park, and that the US knows when this thing is going to erupt on us, and they don't want to tell us because everybody's going to die or something like that. Some other people, another one is MLK. They believe the FBI or the KKK is behind his unaliving. Another one, people believe that the government is poisoning them with chemicals in Idaho, that they're dropping chemicals via planes, and that could be through those chemtrails or those white long lines that you see in the skies. And lastly, that Bill Gates is using the COVID-19 vaccines to implant people with location tracking microchips. So, a lot of different conspiracy theories, a lot of different known ones, but let's get our opinions on all of this. So, now we're going to go to Shay for some questions.
Thank you for those conspiracies.
A lot, and there is so many more.
Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, a little space station. Okay. All right. So, what are some conspiracy theories you have heard, and do you believe in them?
Area 51. I do. We talked about it last time. We believe in the aliens.
They taking them and hiding them and telling us that aliens don't exist. Feeding us bullshit.
Yeah. That we stole their technology and we don't want to acknowledge them for it.
Yep.
Yeah. The
Yep.
Roswell, New Mexico incident as well, it's another alien thing.
What?
The Roswell, New Mexico, the UFOs that landed there, and a lot happened over there apparently, like with aliens and stuff. And for the longest, the US was saying it didn't happen. But when they did the whole releasing of the documents, like the classified documents, do you remember that a couple of years ago? They released the information, and it was like so many things were being actually put out there that the government did know a lot of things that were happening like that they were actually acknowledging the existence of UFOs. But I think they changed the name. I can't remember what they changed it to. They don't call them UFOs anymore. They call them
Is it
something like
extraterrestrials or no?
no.
They have another name? Aliens?
No.
Unidentified. Wait, is it the
They call this something
unidentified something?
else.
I don't know.
What is another name for aliens?
ET.
Let's find out. What are aliens called
UAP.
now?
Oh
I think they're
yeah.
called
UAP?
UAPs.
Wait, what does it stand for?
You said it's
Unidentified.
UAP? What?
Oh, where'd it go?
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
Yes, because they don't want to call it unknown. They just want to say it's unidentified. Because you know how they had all those videos of like the spacecrafts and little bubbles and little white balls of lights, and they were like, well, it's unidentified, but it's not an alien life force. It's just we don't know what it is.
Unknown. So they just be making up shit.
It's
Like,
unknown.
okay.
If you don't know what it is, it's unknown. UNK.
It's an unidentified flying object. It was flying and it's an object and we don't know what it is. So
We
UFO.
don't want to call it unknown. We're just gonna call it unidentified. Okay, if that makes you feel better, it's the same shit.
Right.
They funny.
Mm-hmm.
See, some conspiracy theories I've heard is that the government is trying to kill us, which is damn near being proven every day because the way this weather is going and these sudden
Viruses that spring up
viruses,
randomly being
it's like
created
y'all
in
trying to get rid of
labs.
somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just the government itself, like they have shown us that they can't be trusted. I mean, just look at 9/11. I mean, 9/11 is something that was known far before it happened that could have been prevented. And no, we were left out the loop about it. And it wasn't until it actually happened that we start hearing all of these things, that all of these wars that we had going on with other people, that we just live in our everyday American life.
Yeah.
And our government is hiding stuff from us. So what else are y'all hiding?
You know, the 9/11 is also a conspiracy theory. People believe that that's actually something that was caused by the US instead of actual terrorists. That because they say that because our country was in such peril at that point, they needed something to unite people, and that's what they ended up doing so that people became more of a united front, which if you go back to those days, people did become united. That's like it was people were basically grieving together as a country, and I think it did bring people together, but
For
I think
me, I don't
another
really have
conspiracy.
a conspiracy. It's just the fact that I know that the government be hiding stuff from us and don't be telling us the truth. How I mentioned about me watching that movie, and like something happened with the satellites that was being caused by somebody, and it was the movie Geostorm. That's what it's called. And
okay.
basically it was causing all these different catastrophic events and storms. But when the news reported it, they were saying that it was just a pipeline burst, which was the reason why the whole bottom of China just basically erupted like a volcano. Like, oh, it's a pipeline burst. Like, no, it wasn't. It was something way bigger than that. But they tell us something different because I guess they don't want to cause chaos. They don't want to cause like frenzy and franticness within like people. I mean, imagine you got billions of people going crazy on Earth because they found out some real shit that happened. Like maybe it is for our protection in a sense, but at the same time, it's like I don't like being lied to either. Like, I don't know. I prefer to know what's going on, maybe. Like,
Yeah.
If we're about to have an alien invasion, let me know so I can try to go do something. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but like let me know.
Try to run away. Try to hide in my bunker.
Go hide in
Or
my
I mean, I feel like if they don't want to tell us like the bigger picture, like, oh, this is what's about to happen, just tell us what y'all doing. If y'all out there fucking with shit that y'all not supposed to be fucking with and y'all experimenting, hey, we're about to experiment on this. This is the hope for it. I mean, you don't have to tell us worst case scenario so we won't panic. But at least when something does go left, we're like, oh, this probably happened because XYZ.
Right.
Because like the whole COVID thing, like it just happened too suddenly, and we were just so unprepared for it that it just comes off as in, and so many people died from it, and then it was targeted. Like, like the older generation was more, susceptible to dying from it than the younger generation. So it's like,
Yeah.
what are y'all trying to get rid of the old people? I just, yeah, it's always, yeah. But I don't know.
Poor
Okay.
It's
old
always
people.
me. It's always,
All right.
all right.
So you was mentioning
Yeah.
about COVID, but
Yeah,
I don't
COVID.
necessarily think COVID targeted old people, because if you think about it, it was really anybody with, it could have been somebody with asthma, it could have been somebody with any type of breathing, issues, lung problems or
Mm.
whatever. You had young people that passed away as well. But like you said, they in there in the kitchen cooking up viruses and stuff, and you don't find out till it's
Mm.
too late, like testing
But
stuff
this is the
on monkeys
thing.
and rats, and then
It,
somehow this arrow virus just gets out.
well,
Mm.
I mean, it didn't start here. So I don't think, honestly, I don't think it was something that we cooked up. I
No,
think
we
it's
didn't
something
do
that,
it. It was China.
but you have to ask yourself, what did we do to China for China to want to do that? War isn't just with guns and all of that.
Girl,
It can be
Asians be
anything.
staying quiet until they just attack. They
They were
get
just
you.
like, hey, let's send this one person right here out there to their country. All it takes is for one or two people to get it, and it spreads.
I
And
wouldn't be
there goes,
surprised they pulled kind of like a kamikaze, like they used to back in the war
yeah.
days. Like, you're gonna die. You were trained because you're gonna die. You are serving your
And
country
this is,
greatness by doing that.
and this is another thing. Like, why wasn't our government prepared for it? Like, I knew about COVID way before COVID even hit. I used to see it in the news. They was talking about it being in China. Once you saw that it was there, why did you not cancel all of China and be like, hey, y'all can't come over here. We got to shut y'all down.
I think
Like,
Trump didn't think they were gonna do it because they were saying
that's
that
another
he
thing.
knew. They were
And he
saying
didn't
he knew
care
it
until it
before.
hit
Mhm.
him. And then when he's sitting up there with COVID, now it's, girl, I
He
was just
did
done with
catch COVID. You're right. He was one of the first people to be on the news catching COVID.
He did. And I was just like, I really think that if our government would have been better prepared and stopped taking everything as a joke, and of course, we had Trump in office at the time, so everything was pretty much a joke. But I think if
Mhm.
everything, if it would have been taken more serious and there would have been more protective measures, we could have prevented a lot of deaths and just a lot of what happened with COVID. I mean, we shut down for
Mm.
2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like,
Damn
we
near.
started off like we're only gonna be shut down for like 2 weeks to now we shut down till 2021, 22.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
COVID started in 2020.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. Like I said, either our government they don't be taking people serious and
Mhm.
we don't be prepared for what's coming. And then we get got. And it's at the sacrifice of its citizens because the people at the
Mhm.
top they gonna survive.
Yep.
They gonna be protected. It's us
Right.
little people at the
When the
bottom
world
that
get taken over by aliens, they already know where they gonna go. They already got their bunkers. They already said they got stacks of food for
Yeah.
years. They
For
I'm
the
telling you,
zombie
they
apocalypse,
already
they
got
do.
it. They already got it. We the ones who ain't got shit because we think
Right.
everything's sweet. We think we straight. We think
Yep,
they got our back. In reality, they don't. I
they
ain't gonna lie.
don't.
When COVID
And
happened, I thought it was the end of the world. I'm not even gonna lie. That shit scared the hell out of me. Because
I didn't think that.
if you look at it, how they was projecting it on the news, it's like all you saw was red, just red everywhere. I'm like, oh
Mhm.
my god, we
Everybody was
gonna
dying.
die. Like we gonna die. I don't know if I'm gonna live or not. Like, cause I didn't know until I caught it and I
Mhm.
survived. Had that shit twice. Lived through both of
And
it. I'm
and
just
that's
saying.
that go kind of goes back. So like what you were saying earlier, Shay, it was like you said that, it was people with like that had low immune systems to older
Mhm.
people. Honestly, I felt like it was more so targeted. Like, of course, it was hitting everybody,
Yeah.
but it was hitting certain places a little bit harder, i.e., the hood, like
Right.
low income places, people that couldn't afford insurance, couldn't go to the hospital, or could go to the hospital, but hey, it's only so much we can do for you because we don't have room for you and you don't have insurance, you
Yeah.
know. And like you said, it kind of took out I guess I would say this, the weaker part of uh Shay just
No,
threw me off.
yeah, me too. I was like,
I'm
where's
thinking
she
of things.
going?
I'm like, I didn't think you was gonna get distracted, but I'm trying to get my heater to go
It
cold.
distracted
No.
both of us. We were both kind of like,
Where'd
wait.
she go?
Yeah. But I think it took out the weaker links as the
Yeah.
government would probably project. It's like the weaker links were taken out. And typically when a country's population is too high, that's
They do
how
shit like
they
that.
tend to bring it down. It's like, okay, we got too many people here. And we
Yeah.
were already at a deficit when it came to finances. So it's like they already couldn't afford shit. We already borrowing money, making money that we don't have. So we already in debt. So it's like, well, what's our next step? Well, let's start getting rid of some of these people,
Yeah.
And of course, I'm pretty sure it did hit other people that were collateral damage, but I think for the most part, it wanted to hit the people who were up in age, who pretty much couldn't serve nothing
No
to this
purpose. Yeah, you
country.
can't have no kids.
The ones that are
Yes.
getting
You can't
Social
really work.
Security.
Social Security. Yeah.
Medicaid. Yeah. Do you know how much money they probably saved off? It was so many
All the
people that
boomers.
died.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, all the boomers, not all, but a lot of the boomers died, and all of those are the ones who were getting Social Security, Medicaid.
This just
What's
brought
wrong?
me to another conspiracy theories, because if you think about it, you said they killing off all the old people because of the XYZ. And then if you think about it, like you said, they can't make babies and stuff. They can't repopulate the world. If you think about it, it wasn't enough millennials or people of the younger generation procreating to really replace any of the generations after us, And then now all of a sudden, you over here banning abortion, so that way we can produce under force.
That is exactly what's happening. They're trying to make us into baby producing things, especially because we know that minority people and people that have lesser income are probably going to be those people that are going to struggle to go get birth control.
Yeah.
So it's like, we understand that you don't want to let go of your Caucasian race, but that's your problem. Y'all people don't want to have babies. Like, let us be us. If we want to be financially savvy adults and only have 2 or 3 or 4 kids, whatever we can afford, let us have our children. And you worry about your Caucasian people not reproducing. That it really is what it is.
That's really what it is. And we're the generation where we're like, okay, look, I can't afford these kids, so I'm not having them.
Right.
I can't afford to keep having babies. Like back then, they did all that. They had marriages, and you had the husbands that probably stepped out or whatever, but they kept their families and they kept having babies no matter what. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And they see we're not doing that. They see we're a little bit more smarter than that. And we understand our purpose in this world. It's not just to give people babies all day long and to do that. Like, granted, if I could, I would, but they're too expensive. And it's not like, y'all not giving us the wages to help us take care of these children. And not everybody wants to be on welfare. Granted, I love me some food stamps, don't get me wrong, because I'll take them regardless at the end of the day, whether I got the money or not. But not everybody always just wants that for themselves. We're trying to create generational wealth and create something that's going to give back to our families if we do have them. But y'all want to force this on us, and it's not right. I see what you're doing.
And this is the thing, they cancel
over serious years.
They cancel abortions, but they don't make birth control free. You still have to. It's like it's a trap. It's a trap. It's like, okay, because I can understand y'all saying, okay, we are pro-life and you have to have your babies and this is that and the other. It's like, okay, that's cool and all, but if I don't want to have no babies, give me the necessary essentials that I need to keep me from having babies. Because now you're going to have young mothers who are 15, 16, 17, who can't afford these babies. And I don't be understanding like the people who are up there in leadership. Like, how do y'all sit down and have these talks? And I'm just like, do y'all not put all the dots together and be like, okay, well, if we do this, these are the consequences, and then weigh the pros and the cons. Like, that's something you learn in school. Like, weigh your pros and your cons. If your cons outweigh your pros, then don't do it. Don't go for it. Just stop. Abort. Abort mission.
Abort mission.
I mean, because like I told y'all, when I had was looking, I didn't have no insurance, and I was trying to get birth control. I called Planned, not Planned Parenthood, those shit was on my head, but I called Planned Parenthood and
You
tried to
say
ask
Plan
them.
B?
I did, because I was thinking about it, but then that's not what I meant to say. But I called Planned
She's
Parenthood
saying I need to go
asking
get a
them.
Plan B.
No, I don't. I have birth control now, so we good.
At
I
that
got
moment,
mine.
she was like, I need to be calling Plan B.
But yeah, so like when I called Planned Parenthood, they were like, we don't offer that as a service, but why not? Y'all will offer all other services, I guess, after the fact. But if I'm trying to prevent it, y'all don't offer any free birth control, which is crazy because I thought
They
people
used
did.
to.
Yeah,
They used
I
to.
thought somebody did.
They
They
did.
used to.
And
And
now
look
I
at
heard
it
that
now.
they trying to take Plan B off the shelves. That's why I was on my head, because I heard that they're trying to make that something that we can't use. That's what I heard.
Wow.
So I don't know, man.
They're trying to have people, they're trying to make people have these babies. That's crazy. There's another conspiracy theory that I just thought about, the moon landing. What do y'all think about that?
Somebody said it was staged. Like it was in the movie theater. They just created the moon.
It looks very fake. When you look at that video, the video looks very fake.
Me,
I don't know. I was like,
all of it looks like it's giving green screen.
Yes. And then the flag movement, and they're like, aren't you in Mars? Like where gravity doesn't do that, but you have a
like, where's the wind? Like, why is there wind up there?
I don't know.
Right, it should be still. Like, shouldn't it be like dropped or something? Maybe.
Yeah.
Gravity, yes. Like, why is it standing there perfectly? That's a good point. I never looked at the fan, because we're just so used to the flag sitting up there. But yeah, we're way down here. Like, that's but you're way up there. Like, that should be like, if we go up there, I feel like our hair is supposed to just be like this. And we're just supposed to be like turning and stuff. But I'm like, that flag is just sitting there, like, perfect, just perfect green screen. Yeah, I mean, technology is advanced enough to create that. So
the technology that they stole from the aliens.
I'm like, you're gonna have to get up there and FaceTime me while you up there, because
it just
they ain't gonna have no sense.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
They should have technology. They should have some Wi-Fi.
T-Mobile cell phone towers out there.
I mean, they're able to send signals down here and stuff and take all them videos. Y'all have to have something up there to be able to be connected. Probably. So,
since you said T-Mobile towers, y'all remember when they said 5G was giving people cancer? That's another conspiracy theory. Well, they were like, "Oh, 5G is giving people cancer." You remember when 5G was just coming, like it was just being a thing? A lot of people kept saying, well, we don't want 5G. We don't want it to get installed. We don't want it to get put out there because it's giving people cancer. And I remember hearing it for so long.
People
not over 5G though.
From Teflon. They have been getting cancer from Teflon. 5G ain't gonna change shit. I mean, if we're gonna get cancer, we're gonna get it anyway.
Yep.
Because of
it's
Teflon.
Cancer is in what we're eating every day, like these chemicals that they're putting in the air. It doesn't come from. It doesn't come.
How would you get it from 5G? That's what I'm like. How would you get it from 5G?
Or when they said that the world was gonna end when it was gonna be 2000, and that all the
and then in 2012, the Aztec Mayan calendar in 2012, they said the world was gonna end according to the Mayans, and it didn't happen. And then you have the biblical conspiracy theories that say that the world did end in a certain way in 2012. We're now in the end of days.
So the world ended and we just started over? So
I just woke up and my body was still
this ain't us. This wasn't us in 2011.
What they're saying is that the world ended in 2012 you know how if you read the Bible, it says that the world will end, Jesus is going to come for his people, but the rest will be stuck on earth suffering the consequences of their sins. So biblical conspiracies believe that, some biblical conspirators believe that Jesus came in 2012 and took his people. But then I'm like, isn't it supposed to be like a mass taking of his people? Because if not,
So
baby,
I wasn't the chosen one.
Randy, none of us were.
That's why
Jesus
all the
ain't left
dinosaurs
us
died, and
for
all
the
the
we some
ones that
raptors,
heathens.
stayed was the ones that what's
the
it called?
roaches.
Wait,
All the
God was
ones
like,
that
y'all want to be
stayed,
outside?
they
Y'all want to be
fall.
outside? Stay outside. Y'all gonna stay outside.
God said, I'm gonna leave y'all outside.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what?
what
And
that
that's
is.
fine, because if
Dang.
you're gonna take me one day, I'm at least say I at least have to enjoy my outside.
Wow, that's crazy. But what if that's true? What if we
But
did? Like, what if
that's
and
their
he took
belief.
his people? But
But
I'm
then
just like, so none of my people went because I'm like,
none of mine either.
Somebody my
like,
family. It's been
dang.
a long time.
Like, I
can't
think I
keep
would have
up.
noticed if somebody was missing. Like, hey,
Yeah,
where she go?
because
No,
that's
That's
they
crazy.
wouldn't have went
that's
missing. They would have died. He would have buried them. You would
no,
have had a
because the
funeral,
Bible
right?
says that he's gonna come and pick up his people, but it doesn't say how. It doesn't say if he's gonna die or just magically disappear. So I
So
don't know.
maybe
A
he did the little Men
spiritual?
in Black thing where we all forgot everything and we just
Maybe.
picked up where we left off.
Maybe, Stephanie. Maybe we just forgot our family members.
We could have. That's crazy. So what if I
You
had
get them
like
pictures
other
like, who is this
siblings?
person? I don't remember that show. Now, who is that person in his
He
family
probably took
picture?
them out the pictures
He
too.
erased
They
all
not in the
memory
picture.
of them.
That's
Men
probably
don't
why we
stop.
sometimes like be seeing people and I be like, I feel like I know you from somewhere.
Deja vu, yeah.
Oh
That's
goodness.
another conspiracy theory, like deja vu. Like that's one thing I will say that I'm kind of skeptical, like I'm kind of convinced about is like deja vu and reincarnation. Like I genuinely feel
Mm.
like when we die, we are reincarnated and we come back as somebody else, and then we sometimes run across people from our past life and we be like, "Why I feel like I know you from somewhere." Or sometimes we like I'm like, do we relive our life?
Oh, I
Because
hope
I think
not.
that I know because I'm like that'll suck for some people, like to really relive their life, or
I
like
want to
maybe
come
we
back
relive.
as a Kardashian, goddamn it. Don't come back as me. I want to come back as a Kardashian or one of they damn. I want to come back as Kylie
Kim?
Girl,
Jenner,
they be
one of
doing
her
Oh,
kids.
drugs.
Or Kylie Jenner herself, if there's another version of her. I want to just come back as one of them. I don't want to be
I want to be
our clone.
Northwest.
She gives zero fucks. She does.
And she got Kanye as the daddy, so nobody can fuck with her. And she got Kim as a mommy, so ain't nobody gonna fuck with her.
But I also heard that you don't come back in your same form. So if you were a human, you don't come back as a human. You come back like as an animal or something different. Maybe you're a flower next time. Maybe you're a
That's
bumblebee. Like
that's what
maybe I'm an
is it
orca.
Hinduism? Is it Hinduism
Bruh.
or Buddhism that believe in that? That you come back and you and your fucking orca.
I
You see
feel
how
like
she
at
just
one point
slid
in
that
my
in there?
life, I
She was
had to
like,
be an orca or
maybe
I'm
I'm an
gonna be.
orca. Yes, please,
But
God, if you can hear
you're
us, make
right.
her an orca, please.
Make
I'm
her an
fucking with people just
orca.
because. You hunting people in the ocean just because.
I don't want to be an animal.
Picking on people and animals the same. Just bullying them.
I do not. That's crazy when you out here and you just picking an animal that's gonna bully everybody.
I mean, look, either you're gonna come back as the bottom of the fish totem pole, or you're gonna come back at the top. Which one would you choose? I'm not about to come back as somebody that's gonna get ate the fuck up. I'm sorry.
I want to be
It's either I'm gonna be a lion or you're gonna be a goddamn sheep. You want to be the lion or do you want to be the sheep? You want to be bad?
I want to be an animal that is taken care of. So I either want to be Karl Lagerfeld's cat so that I can get my life and nobody got to say nothing. Did you see that episode in Keeping Up with the Kardashians? How she went at it with Kim. She was like, Kim thought that she was going to take her for the Met, and then she was like, nope, not happening. That cat did not let Kim do shit with her.
Wait, what
I was like,
episode is
that's the cat I
this?
want to be in.
Is it like the
It
new
was one of the episodes.
on Hulu or it's like the old
Yeah,
one?
I think it's one of the newer ones in Hulu. But apparently, like what for the last Met that they did with not this last year's where they did it was like in honor of Carl.
Okay.
He wanted to appear with the cat because of course, what's more Carl than his actual baby girl, which he left all his money to. But the cat was not like she went to meet her in Paris, and the cat was not feeling Kim. Like she was just like, I'm
That
not
cat
fucking with
no.
you.
That cat, no.
Mhm.
Bitch, you only trying to use me. No, thank you.
Mhm.
Get your ass on.
That's who I would want to be, that cat, because that cat ain't got no worries in this world. And she's a cat.
Or it can
So
just be some white person's animal. I'm pretty like there's this one video I saw where these people created this
what's
dog house in
yours?
their backyard for their dogs, and it was an actual fucking house. And she goes out there and she wakes them up in the morning, and she's like, "Oh, good morning," and they come out the house. I'm like, the dogs have a house bigger than my fucking apartment.
What? What are we doing?
I don't know. You started it.
That's how people talk to their dogs. Have you not heard
Oh.
them? The Karens. The Karens. Wake up. Them.
Wait, I'm like, why?
I was like, what happened?
I'm
Who's
like,
in the
is
room?
it the UFOs? Or like, what is it?
Did the government come in? I don't know. Oh Lord. Okay.
And then she's like, why are we doing this? You doing this?
You started it. Whispering and shit. Not telling nobody what you're doing.
Y'all were whispering. That's why I was like, what the fuck are we whispering?
I didn't think you started whispering first.
That's how they talk to their dogs. I can just imagine them in the morning. Wake up, honey. Wake up. It's breakfast time.
The dog probably like, get out
That's
of my
annoying as
face.
fuck. Like, no. I would not. I want to get woken up by no voice like that. Like, first of all, leave me alone. Let me sleep.
Have you seen the
But
memes where they were like every white woman when she sees a dog, see you. Those crack me up.
Oh man.
They're like they're
I'm
like
not
they
just
I
say
don't
that the
know.
dog. I just want to be a well
I
taken
just
care of dog. I don't want to be a dog that somebody owns me and then they just get rid of me because they don't want me no more. Now I'm on the street. Never been on the street before. I've been a house dog all my life. Now I'm on the street trying to fend for myself. You know, when
Same.
dogs are house dogs and they be on the street, you can tell the difference between a house dog and a
Yeah.
street dog because a street dog know how to get out the street when a car coming. Them dogs that
Mhm.
be sheltered, they don't get their ass ran the fuck over. They don't know how to get out
Yeah,
the
poor
street. And you can
babies.
tell. You
That's
can
true.
tell. Go
And
home
then
to
they're
your parents.
scared.
They're scared. Saying go home. Swallow your
Poor
nose and go
babies.
home. Because you don't belong in the street. You're gonna die. I don't want to be that
that
dog.
was me in Nigeria. I was, was me in Nigeria. You could tell I was from America because they like, you don't know how to cross the street out here. I was that dog that
Man.
was in the house, and they like, you better move because you go get hit. Yeah, that was.
Oh
So I
no.
understand the struggle, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to. I don't. Animals are too dependent. Like I don't want to depend on nobody. Like
But if you
Not
had to
you gotta
orcas.
choose,
depend.
period.
They
I'm
don't
sure
depend
And that's
on
orcas
my
depend
nobody.
on
point. That's
somebody.
my point right there. You could be a
I don't know. I
lion.
gotta research orcas. A lion?
Yeah,
I
king
mean,
of
I
the
could be
jungle,
a
queen of the
lion. They
jungle.
got a lot of hair and stuff. Let me see. A
And they
lion,
don't
that's
really
Nothing
get
got a
fucked
lot
pretty.
with
of
like
hair.
that. They don't really get fucked with like that.
You could be the
Could you
lioness because
imagine?
the lion isn't the actual king of the jungle. It's the
The
lioness.
woman runs everything per
That's what
usual.
I'm talking about. Eh. Yeah, I'll be the
He just
lioness.
come in to protect some shit when he got to. Other than that, she be getting
Yeah,
on his ass.
that's exactly that's me right there. That's
And
me.
if he
That's what I
can't
want to be.
protect it, she'll go with the next lion.
Sounds about right. Sounds about
If
that
somebody
sounds
else
like
wins the
life.
kingdom over, she's like, okay, he won it over fair and square.
You know what?
Hey,
The jungle life is not so different from real life. I'm just saying.
She
yeah,
said
that's
the
true.
It
jungle
sounds
life.
about right. It sounds about right. All right.
The jungle
Next
life.
question, because we've been on this shit forever. Um,
Yes.
um, is conspiracy thinking at an all-time high? Based on our previous question and conversation, absolutely. I think.
And I think it's at an all-time high because the government moving so sneakily. Like it's just so much shit happening that like we like what can it's unexplainable. Like explain this to me. It just make it make sense. Just that's the thing. They're not making it make sense. They're just like, oh,
We woke.
it's
That's what it is. We woke people
and
back
that
then
too. You just like
they weren't woke. Like they wouldn't.
You know,
question
back then
shit.
they took everything for an answer. It's like, okay, yeah, they're telling us this is what it is and this is what it is. We're like, nah, this shit ain't making sense. Like
The math ain't mathing.
it
Yeah.
ain't. It ain't mathing.
And then you even
And
got a president who
it
don't
just
take shit seriously. Like, come on. Come on. Come on.
it it's just I don't know. I don't know.
Or
It's sad.
ex-president trying to be current
They-
future
Sad.
president.
Mr. Felon.
Mr. Felon.
Everybody. They said if he
You said
becomes
Mr. Felon.
president again, they need to remove the fact that felons can't get jobs anywhere else. Because if he can,
Facts.
that means every other felon
Facts.
should be able to get a regular job. Because
Yeah.
if you can be a president with a
If you can be
felony,
president with a felony, then you can be anybody else with a
Anything. You
felony.
could be anything at that point.
and I
If
bet
the
you our
highest ranking
economy
person
will
in the
get so much
world.
better. I bet
Because
your
now you
economy
got
will become
people
so
who
much
are
better.
trying to work instead of steal for a living. Because I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure
Yeah.
the people that's out here stealing it is because they have a record and they can't get a job for the most part, which is
Mm.
annoying. Because first of all, I don't want to
But you
get
know,
robbed for my hard-earned work. But if they get a job, then they don't have to rob nobody
Right.
yeah.
or
But you know, that's just
steal.
a way. The criminal justice is just another way to keep minorities down
Yeah.
and keep white people the majority.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if you're a felon, you can't vote,
The
so you're
only,
technically not counting.
yeah,
I can't believe they still have that though, because it's like if you're a citizen, you're a citizen. It doesn't matter if you are a felon or not. You should still have that right to
Yeah,
vote.
that
If
right.
not,
yeah,
like I don't know.
yeah.
And
I
keep in
don't.
mind, back in the days, they used to, smoking weed, selling weed was a felony.
The three
And
strikes law, yeah. There's
so
people
guess how many people were caught smoking weed and do it?
a lot.
A bunch of minorities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
I was
pretty
having this
sure.
conversation with a lady when I went to go at this apartment and fill out an application. We was talking about this basically about Trump having felonies and all this stuff, and which was interesting because I didn't think I would have this type of conversation with a lady just waiting in the apartments to apply for a place to stay. But I was just like, the only thing I don't agree with, like, granted, yeah, I do believe that if he does end up being president, that they should take away everybody else with a felony. The only ones I do think that should remain is people who have child cases, because I'm like, I don't play about kids, and them people, like, when you apply to live in a certain place, I need that to come up, because we don't need people like that living around kids because all of a sudden we decided to not go with their background. Like, granted, still do the check, but if you have a certain type of felony, then you should be disqualified from certain things, because you don't want child molesters, people who should be on that list, living in apartments who would normally check for a certain background. Now all of a sudden they're not checking for now these people living around children. So I'm like, that's the
I
one
agree.
type that I think that should still be disqualified from certain things. Granted, you can vote, sure. But when it comes to staying in certain places, no, we don't need you over here. Like, stay 1,000 feet away from kids and playgrounds and daycares, sir.
I
And
think
anywhere where children may gather.
yeah, true. I agree. Like people like with child cases, I feel like murders should also be out the question. But I feel like third degree murders, that's kind of different, because third degree murders are typically like the accidental murders where you didn't really it wasn't you didn't think of it beforehand. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
So, but like second degree, first, definitely first degree. If you
Capital
took
as
a
well.
life intentionally, you do not deserve the right to vote, because you took a life of a voter that could have
Mhm.
voted. So you definitely need to be revoked of that privilege. But definitely people who commit crimes against kids, because kids are so innocent. They don't even
Yep.
know what's going on. Like, why would you take advantage of a child?
Yep.
Like you have to be like the scum of the earth to do something like that to a child.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
But,
Yep.
And that's for the ones that are guilty. Because, there's some
Yeah.
that get accused that aren't really, but the ones that know that they are, if the evidence is checking and it shows, then hey, you don't need to be voting for anything, because you're not going to vote
Right.
correctly.
Not vote correctly.
Yes, you're going to vote for the wrong reason. Imagine that.
We are in a fucked up country. That got depressive so quick, Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just really it's reality, honestly. It's reality.
Yeah.
Like it's so sad when you can't even
You're
trust your
liberating
kids.
too hard right now.
That's
You're
probably my
liberating
fault
too
because I'm the
hard.
one who brought
Well,
it up.
in my defense, Shay started it. She started
I
it. I
did.
But
just
you
finished
killed
it.
it. You killed it.
You took us to a real hard, soft spot.
Yeah, we were
I'm
all like,
sorry.
we didn't even have shit to say after that.
I know, leave me to it. Leave me to it.
Like,
But
well, that's the show.
That's all, folks.
It's I guess it's because I've been personally affected by a lot of these things, not the child part, but I am traumatized by it because I have children and I
Yeah,
see these things happening to children and they're so
yeah,
innocent and people take advantage of their innocence. It's like you can't even trust your children at the like it was once upon a time when
Ooh.
I would get lost at the grocery store at Walmart and they'll go through the little speaker and be like, hey, such and such is up here, the parents of such and such. The chances of that is so slim now. If your child gets
Mhm.
lost, you may not see them again.
yeah,
That's true.
So it
yeah.
it makes just life so
And it doesn't help
it's
in the field that we chose to be in
That's true.
because, like, especially with me having to work in a court at one point in time, hearing and seeing all those cases, like I easily like brought that home. And then with me having a daughter, it's just like, you don't know who you can trust around them, and you hear about kids' fathers doing stuff to them, kids' mothers, like you can't trust nobody, like nobody. Like it's enough to make you feel that way. So yeah, I'm a little what you say, affected by it too, traumatized by it too.
Traumatized. Yeah.
Shit happens, and it
I
happens.
think we all are, especially like you
perplexed.
said.
I'm a little flabbergasted. My flappers have been
Flabbergasted.
gasted. My flappers
Perplexed.
have been gasted.
Oh Lord.
But yeah,
That being said,
welcome to America.
This is
Jeez.
That's gonna
America.
be
land of the
the beat I'm
free,
gonna put on
home
the
of the
background.
brave.
Welcome to America.
Who sung that song? This is America. That one dude, the little artist.
That was it Kendrick Lamar?
Childish Bambino.
Kendrick Lamar?
No. It was
Childish
Childish
Oh, it is
Bambino.
childish.
He'd be like,
Yeah.
"This is America." And then
Mhm.
he be doing them moves
His
that he be doing in
shows.
that video. I'd be like,
His
okay.
shows though.
But it
All
was a
right.
very
Going
good
at it.
video though. Like
It
he
was.
does a very good job with his videos. Like they have a little story behind them. And you'd be like sitting up there like, damn, this is real shit right here.
He's
Kendrick
an
Lamar is another one.
artiste.
Yeah.
Now
To
that
express
is an
themselves.
artist. Yes. Through music.
They
Like
put
I
they
get
put
the
thought
message.
behind that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go back to the music topic, but yeah.
But yeah, conspiracy thinking is at an all-time high.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is obviously, look at us. We're over here like shit. It is definitely at an all-time high. We think everybody out to get us. Shoot, you get in your car and you be like, damn, is somebody tracking me? Like, do they know where I'm going? You get online and I swear, I was on a computer at work looking up something, and then I get on my phone and it pops up on my phone.
Oh hell
And
no.
I'm like,
That's
how did they
because
know I was looking for
Siri
that?
is working for the government and she's listening all the
I
time.
knew she was gonna bring up the government in Siri.
She's
But
listening
no,
all the
legitly,
time.
like
I
sometimes
feel
you
like
don't
we
even have
should
to
have
look
had
up stuff.
You should
we
be
should
talking
have
about
had
it. And then it ends up on your
hats
Facebook
with
or it ends up
foil.
in the ad or
Just
on
talk about it.
Google.
Yep.
Some foil.
Like somebody
not
listening.
6 cents. 6 cents with the foil around your head.
I think we should have had something like in our heads, like little alien antennas or something. I don't know. I feel like we should have done something for this episode.
We should have.
Foil hats or something.
That would have been like,
I would have been
they fucking
cute.
crazy.
No,
What
but
if
real
the
talk.
viewer count would have got up? Like, this is our niche, guys.
My name is Alien Steph.
And I'm Alien Shay.
And my name is Rose, the alien.
We should have had like the little alien voices and shit.
Oh
That
yeah,
would have.
that's too funny.
But yeah.
All right.
All right. Is there another
Last
question?
question. Yes. Why do so many people around the globe believe conspiracy theories, and why are they so influential?
I
I
think you
think I
guys put
vaguely
it
go
best when
ahead.
y'all said that we can't trust the government, and it's the fact that they sneak around with everything they do, like Steph said. It's just you can't trust them. And at this point is and then you have those conspiracy theories that turn out to be true, where
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
you're like, we knew it. You just refuse to acknowledge it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly why. Because we can't trust the government, because they don't tell us the truth. They don't communicate. They're horrible communicators. It's probably because half of them are males, and males aren't very good communicators. So, they're very egotistical, so they hate to be wrong.
That's
So
true.
they're like, oh, let's not tell them and try to fix the problem and then end up fucking themselves and end up in a worse situation. And now we're like, oh, can somebody help us fix it? No, it's too late. We're already screwed. Sorry.
All that with a serious face.
I was like, well, damn. That came from the
Yeah.
We're
soul.
already screwed.
That came from
Just
the
saying,
soul.
they try to fix COVID when it was like already messed up. Like, oh, now put on a mask. Now put on gloves. Oh, stay however many feet we had to stay away. What's the point of it now? Now let's clean our devices.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I
Half
think
of
Once one
America was
person
dead by
got it,
then.
COVID was already
yeah.
here
It's
before
like,
they even announced it. Because I remember when I got my
Mm-hmm.
yes. And
car
they
back
didn't
in
tell us.
January, I was like super sick at work, and I don't know where it came
Mm-hmm.
from. It should just hit me on the way to work, and I'm at work sounding so stopped up, feeling so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And remember we had um
That whole
a
section that
certain
got sick, was it you?
no. I was saying it was a certain supervisor who was there, and he was just like, "Go home." I'm like, I just want no, go home. We can't have you here like this.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the next in March is when it came out. I got sick in January and it came out in March about COVID. I'm like,
Yeah.
It
we
was
already
already
had that
here.
It
shit.
was COVID-19, 2019. That's when they did it. That's
Mm-hmm.
when it came out. People just didn't call it anything at that point. It was in 2019, the end of 2019.
They
Because
were
I
calling it
think it
upper
was
respiratory
discovered.
infections. They didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
name
That's
for it.
exactly what they were calling it. You're right. That's what they were calling it. That's
Well, y'all
exactly
know
what
it
it
went
was.
from that to coronavirus, and then it went to COVID-19. Because
COVID
remember at one
19
point,
sounds super
corona.
fucking scary. Like Corona sound bad. It's
COVID.
Corona. Was it Corona? It was. I'm thinking about the
Yeah.
The
beer.
Rona. The Rona.
Yeah.
Corona.
The
The Rona.
coronavirus.
And then
Yeah.
COVID-19. COVID-19 is like some shit you got to put on a white suit for with the little mask, the clear mask with the whole white suit. And
But you see, they called it COVID-19 once they're like, okay, guys, let's get serious about it now. It's some serious shit.
you.